Welcome to our exploration of Meshes of the Afternoon, a 1943 experimental film crafted by Maya Deren and her then husband Alexander Hamid. The film begins with two title cards, one reading a film by Maya Deren and Alexander Hamid, Hollywood 1943. The mention of Hollywood here is deliberate. By the 1940s, it had risen as the world's cultural epicenter. It was here that trends and standards of masculinity and femininity were forged. This film, I believe, wrestles with the central question, what does it mean to be a woman? We'll journey through its dreamlike narrative via a spiral staircase with 6 levels, each diving deeper into Maya's psyche. From the world of the ideal to transcending the ideal. Let's descend together to uncover its feminist message. Upon a first watch, a viewer might want to separate this film into 2 periods, the dream and the real world. However, this division is immediately shattered with its first image. We see a mannequin arm, a creepy, exaggerated version of a woman's arm, placing a flower on a path. Meshes of the Afternoon operates in what we might call dream logic, and understanding it requires us to embrace this approach. Deren's father was a psychiatrist, deeply influenced by Sigmund Freud, whose psychoanalytic work led him to study dreams. By collecting dreams from his patients, Freud identified patterns, specific objects or actions recurring among those who shared similar struggles, and then assigned them potential meanings. Some of these Freudian symbols, like a flower, emerged as a classic emblem of femininity, and these were already woven into society through art and literature. Here, Deren subverts this by tying the flower to the mannequin arm, an artificial, exaggerated representation of femininity rather than authentic femininity. The protagonist, played by Deren herself, picks it up. We only see her hands, feet, and shadow, a restricted point of view that mirrors the way that we perceive the world and ourselves. Without an instrument like a mirror, we can't know our appearance, yet even a reflection deceives, showing only a reversed image. Still, many of us linger before mirrors each morning, checking if we've met some elusive standard. Just ahead, she spots a man turning a corner, a subtle moment that gains weight in the next level. Reaching her house, she fumbles with the door and clumsily drops the key down the stairs. For Freud, a key symbolized access, or an answer that Maya is seeking. But her hesitant grip suggests that she's reluctant to embrace it. Inside, signs of intrusion unfold. A newspaper lies strewn across the floor, contrasting with a neat stack nearby, hinting at disruption. A knife perched in half-cut bread falls to the table, suggesting a recent presence. A phone hangs off the hook, a 1940s tactic to avoid calls. She ascends to find a record player. It's needle stuck, and stops it. Returning downstairs, she sits with the flower in her lap and falls asleep, stepping into the dream spiral. Loop 2, communicating the ideal. Now, the film dramatically shows the shift to the dream. The visual effects of entering a tunnel and the appearance of a dark, shrouded figure. The figure holds the flower, connecting the figure to the creepy mannequin arm seen at the beginning. The mirror, serving as the figure's face, connects us back to the restrictive point of view we see the world. The figure walks the same path as the man in loop 1 Maya briefly catches before turning to the house. Here, in an odd and creepy way, this mirror-faced, shrouded figure is a haunting symbol of the unattainable feminine ideal, reminiscent of Hollywood's airbrushed starlets or today's Instagram filters. She holds the flower, drawing Maya in. Yet, no matter how fast she runs, the figure remains out of reach, mirroring the impossible standards women chase. Yet, for some reason, still deeply desire to achieve. She stops, the figure out of reach, and turns to the house. Here we see Maya fully for the first time. Like the real Maya Deren, a dancer, she's dressed simply, not in 1940s fashion, wearing loose clothes that allow free movement, wild and untamed, radiating a raw beauty. A breeze from within whispers past, hinting at an unseen presence. This presence is connected to the knife, the Freudian symbol for masculinity, which is now at the base of the stairs, where the phone once was. Its phallic shape, connecting masculinity to communication. Maya ascends the stairs, a Freudian quest for understanding, like seeking a guru on a mountaintop. The climb is arduous. She passes through black fabric, mirroring the shrouded figure, a barrier to wisdom. Unconventionally, she enters the room through the window. And on the bed, she finds a phone on the pillow exactly where a head would be. And beneath the sheet, she uncovers a knife. Reacting as if allergic, she covers it and hangs the phone up, a sacrilege in this guru's sanctuary. The room rejects her, and the clicking from loop 1 returns. She is tossed downstairs. At the bottom, she sees the record player besides her sleeping self and stops it with determination and gazes protectively at herself. We should note the repeated communication symbols, the strewn newspaper, the off-hook phone, the stuck record, all pointing towards a message that is being sent. Yet Maya is resistant. The newspaper is tossed. The phone is hung up. The record is stopped. There is a message being sent, yet she is rejecting it. Loop number 3. Before entering the 3rd level, Maya gazes out the window, watching herself chase the mirror-faced figure with desperation. She reaches up and pulls a key from her mouth, suggesting she already holds the answer she seeks. She has intimate knowledge with it. When communication fails, we often repeat or simplify our message. In loop 3, the dream tempts Maya like a parent promising a reward to tidy up a room, making the ideal irresistible. A strong wind greets her as she enters, the unseen presence asserting itself more boldly than the breeze of loop 2. The mirror-faced figure passes within arm's reach, holding the flower, and ascends the stairs, ensuring that Maya can catch it, if she tries. The challenge is clear. She must earn the ideal. Maya climbs the stairs, but the stairs shift beneath her, testing her resolve. Reaching only the edge of the 2nd level, She peers into the bedroom where she watches the figure place the flower on the bed. The figure then turns, almost locking eyes with her, saying almost, "See what you have to do?" Then it vanishes, still elusive. The message has been successfully communicated, but this successful communication has shattered the innocence Maya once knew. She can't unsee it. It's like a child learning the truth about Santa. Downstairs, the knife now sits where the record player was, linking masculine power to the media's relentless rhythm. Outside, she again sees herself chasing the figure and pulls the key from her mouth, this time transforming into a knife, suggesting access comes only through patriarchal terms. The knife grants Maya access as loop 4 begins. As the door opens, a figure resembling her enters, wielding a knife, downward like a phallic symbol. Quickly, it rises to the chest, as if hiding something. As this loop plays through, we learn that this figure is not Maya. It is the mirror-faced figure in disguise. Outwardly, the figure presents itself as feminine. However, it is masculine at its core. Confidently, the figure approaches a table where the Mayas from loop 2 and 3 wait, its unfeminine movements contrasting the exaggerated grace of the others. They sit and draw straws with keys, deciding who will be the one that acts. The first two pick keys, but the disguised figure, with a disgusted glance, picks up the key and reveals a black hand, revealing the presence of the shrouded, mirror-faced figure. The key turns into the knife. The others recoil as the figure's mirror eyes emerge, exposing its true self. With the knife raised, it steps across varied terrain towards the sleeping Maya from loop 1, suggesting a long chase. As the knife descends, Maya wakes, startled by her husband's arrival. A false end, but not the dream's conclusion. In the 5th level, Maya faces a choice: accept or reject the patriarchal idea. A man, her then husband, Alexander Hamid, returns home, finding her asleep. He wakes her, pulls her up, and gestures towards the stairs. Holding the flower, he hangs up the phone, silently asserting, "You'll take my calls." Maya, startled from having woken from a disturbing dream, notices the movements of her husband. His movements, walking up the stairs and placing the flower on the bed, echo that of the mirror-faced figure. As he quickly removes a vanity mirror, his face is briefly reflected, revealing his unity with the mirror-faced figure. Obediently, Maya lays down next to the flower. His lustful gaze objectifies her, focusing only on parts rather than the whole. A regrettable trend seen in media both then and now. As he leans in, mirroring the knife plunge from loop 4, the flower transforms into a knife, symbolizing a reclaiming of the feminine power. Maya grabs it, throws it at his face, and shatters the mirror. This action is the ultimate rejection of the patriarchal message. The shards of the mirror, the instrument that is used to evaluate if we have come close to achieving these unattainable standards, fall into the sand. The very substance from which mirrors are made. These shots, taken on the beach, mean nothing without knowledge of Maya Deren's second film, At Land, made shortly after Meshes of the Afternoon. In the opening shots of this surrealist film, Maya emerges from the sea, washed ashore by waves, a deliberate reference to the myth of the birth of Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love and beauty. The film engages with numerous themes. Chief among them is the protagonist's search for true identity as someone who has accepted her authentic femininity. Having rejected the standards of femininity shaped by the patriarchy, presented in the labor pains of Meshes of the Afternoon, Maya's rebirth as an authentic woman is complete. The film continues into Loop 6. Her husband returns, finding the flower discarded outside, and enters to the scenes of a struggle. Broken mirror, there's chaos. Through his patriarchal lens, he sees Maya in the chair, covered in seaweed, her eyes open, but seemingly dead. To him, she's a lost cause, unfit for the male-crafted mold. But we, the audience, see her alive, vibrant, and reborn in authentic femininity, like Venus rising from the sea. Maya Deren, a countercultural visionary, used Meshes of the Afternoon to reject Hollywood's fabricated femininity and to celebrate authentic womanhood. As you watch, consider, how does today's media, like Instagram or TikTok, set unattainable standards? Do you see these standards as fake, yet feel tempted by them? Meshes exposes the creepy, inauthentic core of these images, urging us to reject them and embrace our authentic femininity, masculinity, and our authentic humanity.